Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the RRAR interview series. Today I am joined by Gabby and Mark Parker. Thank you both for joining me for this special Father's Day episode.
Thank you for
Absolutely. Well,
having us.
thanks for having us. This is great. We're looking forward to doing this. It's fun.
Of course. So let's get right into it. First thing I wanted to talk about is real estate, obviously being somewhat of a family business for the two of you. So if you could talk a little bit about how you have relied on each other, and additionally the benefits of having your father or your daughter in this business. And then I have a couple follow-ups, but let's start there. Mark, I can start with you.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, let me just say I'm uber proud of Gabby getting into the business and just watching her grow and flourish in this. It's a challenging business, but she's just done amazing things. You know, Obviously I'm a little bit biased, but I can definitely tell that Gabby is doing some great things and getting very involved with not only the career path, but with the association. So, Gabby didn't have much of a choice. I drug her along at a very, very early age. I remember taking her when she was a little girl, pulling the tape measure, measuring houses, meeting clients to, show properties. In fact, there was one time where we were going to a listing that we were getting ready to list, go live on, and it was a little bit of a hoarder's house, but Gabby came along and cleaned out the garage and hauled away trash. So she's seen all the nitty gritties, the behind the scenes, and really kind of embraced it from a young age. So, you know, I'm sure Gabby will tell you the same thing, that when she first got her license back when she was 20 years old, I didn't hire her as an agent, and I think that frustrated her a little bit. But part of the reason is I wanted her to kind of grow into the business. So she quickly became an administrative assistant manager at one of our offices and just did extremely well there, and kind of has had a variety of different roles learning the business. She's always asked questions, and from both me as well as other agents. So she really learned from the ground up. And then as I transitioned from management into sales, so did she, and she's joined the Jim Allen Group and is doing some amazing things. So at that point, I'll kind of shut up and let Gabby say a few things.
I'll say, kind of getting into this business at a very young age. Yes, I was kind of upset that he wouldn't hire me at 20 years old to be an agent, but it was awesome to work alongside him. Anytime that I had a question, I knew he was going to pick up the phone or call me back. And I got to see him do that with so many different people and help out so many different people with their business, and kind of watch him help others build their business from the ground up. I knew I wanted to be in real estate from a very, very young age, going around those listing appointments, measuring houses, things like that. I honestly, I can't, when I was probably in third grade, that's when I was like, I want to be a real estate agent. And just kind of watching how involved he is with the board, the association. He's very knowledgeable. If I ever have a question, I'm going to him, and I wouldn't have been able to write my first offer without him. So it's been great working with him.
Yeah, no, that's great. Mark, I have sort of a follow-up question for you. I think you answered a lot of what I was just going to bring up, but you being a seasoned agent and Gabby being young in the business, did you learn anything from her, and what was that like to see that through a different lens, like learning something from your daughter in business as opposed to, your personal relationship?
Absolutely. There's a lot that we've learned from each other. I said earlier on that Gabby asked me a lot of questions, but it's always interesting to see things from a younger person's perspective. One thing is Gabby is a lot more organized and efficient and a lot more tech savvy than I am, or what I'll ever be. So, when we were working side by side in the office, she would do things and do it in such a quick, efficient manner. And so I learned from her as well. And, social media is a big part of our business. And Gabby's got a great gift of knowledge of when to post, what to post, how to post. And she's helped me with that a lot. So, and then, sometimes we just bounce ideas off each other. We just kind of talk a situation through. And I may know the answer, but when I talk it through, she may explain it to me in a different light, and I see things in a different way. So it definitely brings a different perspective. So I definitely have learned a lot from her in her young career path so far.
Yeah, that's great. So my next question sort of alludes to what you just brought up about social media a little bit. Real estate market obviously continually growing, becoming more competitive. How do you both differentiate yourself so that you might be more effective and advanced than others in the business? I mean, I think, Mark, to your point about social media, I think for people younger, myself, Gabby's age, buying houses for the first time, they might connect on social media, which would they didn't do before. So, um, what are some things that you focus on to differentiate yourself and your business so that it becomes more attractive for buyers and
Absolutely.
people and whoever want to
Yeah.
start?
Gabby, do you want to take that one since
I would
that's kind of
say,
your
I
realm?
would say having a team behind you, and I know my dad's always going to be on my team. And just having the knowledge of what's going on in the market and in the industry and what interest rates are like, and for the younger generation coming into the state, North Carolina, the Triangle, buying real estate, just kind of guiding them through that process and letting them know what they're getting into. And having the resources to do it, just having a team of people who are willing to help out, give you that knowledge and give you that confidence to guide somebody to make the most important financial decision of their life.
Absolutely. And I'll piggyback off that. I'd mentioned earlier on that I've transitioned from management back into sales, and that's something I'm truly passionate about. But, if one, my social media presence is purely because of how Gabby has helped me, get that exposure, get the word out. So, yes, I know what to post and all that stuff, but Gabby really has helped me with the marketing aspect of it. And that really gets the word out. And like you said, the younger generation is going to connect through social media or through the World Wide Web a lot more efficiently now than it was, let's say, 5, 10, 15 years ago. So a lot has changed in real estate. And that's one of the beautiful things about what we do. It's constantly evolving, and we constantly have to learn, and we constantly have to adapt to what market conditions are doing. And Gabby is on a large team with the Jim Allen Group, so she's learning a lot from there. And I'm actually learning a lot from her being on that team. So again, it's fun, and we kind of evolve together.
Yeah, I think it's from what I've gathered from my time here and doing these interviews with realtors and people in the industry is that you are learning new things every day, and not every client or sale um, or day is like the other. So it's a nice way to keep your job fresh, which I don't think many people have that opportunity. Things are the same thing over and over. So that
Right.
is nice. You alluded to this a little bit earlier, but can you speak to the importance of, or what you perceive as the importance of being involved in the association, how it's impacted you in your career? Both of you obviously involved in the association. Mark, you being a former president and now on the board of directors, but Gabby also being involved in the association at such a young stage in your career, TRLA and other things. So I'd like your perspective on that.
Absolutely. I'll start and I'll let Gabby piggyback off this. So I kind of got involved with the association a little bit. I won't say by mistake, but it just happened to, my former general sales manager, her name was Mary Kay Pendergraph, and she was always encouraging me to learn new things, take new classes, just embrace just different leadership skills. So back in 2011, I signed up for the Triangle Leadership Academy, and probably was the best decision I ever made. That's one of the best courses out there. And, in going through that Leadership Academy, it opened my eyes to what is so many resources and so many learning opportunities and so many different tools and classes and courses that are offered here at the association. So from then, I got involved with Government Affairs Committee, which is now GPIC. And that was really an eye opener because, my first inclination is politics is not my thing, but it's not necessarily just about politics. It's getting involved and getting to know a lot of politicians, but it's also teaching about transportation, about education, all these things that impact us. So, and from there, I got involved. I just joined different committees. I pretty much served on about every committee that's out there. As you mentioned, that kind of led into being the president of the association back in 2016. And again, you know, I've continued to stay involved because I see the importance of all the different courses, all the different things available that, quite honestly, a lot of our members know, but a large majority of our membership does not know all of the resources that are right here at Raleigh Regional Association of Realtors. And that all for me started with Leadership Academy. So everyone's different. I think if people would take the time just to learn about the different resources available, they really will help grow and enhance their business. So, and I know Gabby's in leadership right now and has embraced it and is definitely getting involved.
Yes, I would definitely say it's very important to be involved in the association, and I kind of picked that up from my dad. He's kind of been an extreme role model in that aspect of how he's worked his way up through the association and has been an advocate for it. One of the things that I always admired about him was when we were working side by side, he would always bring back things to our sales meetings and to our agents. And like I said, knowledge is power. This industry is more than buying and selling houses. It's all about the transportation. It's about what's going on in the state, what's going on in the economy, what's going on in the lender world. So having all of that provided to you at the association means a lot. And Leadership Academy, going through it so far, only 6 months in, but I can say it's definitely changed my life and my business. I would say after the first meeting with Joe Mangum, that's when I made my decision to transition into sales. So it was truly impactful, and I'm excited to see what the rest is in store for the rest of TRLA.
Yeah, that's great. And yeah, we encourage every one of our members to get out and join a committee or get involved in the association. But just hearing your stories, I think, will make an impact and maybe encourage some people to come out that haven't before. We touched on this a little bit here with, transportation and everything that goes along with it, especially in this area. So why is moving to North Carolina and specifically our area right now such a great place to reside, as opposed to other places that you might have seen or heard about? And Mark, I'm sure you have a unique perspective from the first year you got into the business to now, how you've seen this area grow. And Gabby, I think you can touch on why this is a great place for young people. So I would just like your perspective on our area and how you've seen it grow over the number of years.
Sure. Absolutely. Well, one, we have a tremendous quality of life here. I mean, the state of North Carolina has so much to offer. We've got everything from the East Coast, the beaches, the beautiful East Coast, to the mountains, and Raleigh specifically is kind of like a central hub, if you will. Wake County is really, and the surrounding areas has really benefited from the fact that it's a destination location. We've got an average of 64 people moving here a day.
Yeah.
So clearly the word is out and we've seen tremendous growth, but again, we've got a thriving economy, a great infrastructure, quality of life. Yes, the price of houses have significantly gone up in the last couple of years, but we're still affordable if you're looking at other states like California and New York. And that's really what's driven a lot of people to, some people move here with jobs because we got a great, with the Research Triangle, there's a lot of great businesses here. But a lot of people are moving here voluntarily, and because it primarily comes down to the quality of life, great weather, and really there's just so much really good things happening in the state of North Carolina, and specifically here in the Triangle.
Born and raised in Raleigh, North Carolina, I've loved it my whole entire life. Like Mark said, it's a great quality of life, but also there's more opportunity to purchase. We're still continuing to build around the Triangle. I mean, nowadays jobs are remote, so people have that flexibility to move a little bit out, but there's also so many things to do in North Carolina. You've got the beaches and the mountains, so why not move to the Triangle? We're still fairly a low-cost place to live, and overall school systems are good. So I think it's just a great place to be.
And only an hour to Pinehurst, which is always good.
Exactly. So if you're a golfer,
right.
come on down.
A couple more questions for you both. So looking at the industry as a whole, what would you recommend to young realtors or young people getting into any area of the business who are just starting their career? Maybe it's their second career and they want to make an impact and be able to make this a long-term career. You both have a unique perspective on this, obviously. So Gabby, let's start with you, just because you are in this demographic. You are a young realtor and person in this business. So what's your advice to getting started and making this an actual career?
I would say be patient and don't give up. It's a very challenging thing to break out into, but if you surround yourself with the right people and you get the right mentors, you'll be golden. And this is a business where you're helping somebody with their biggest financial investment. Embrace it, run with it, work your tail off, but everything will pay off. There's going to be hard times, but then there's going to be really, really good times. So just don't give up and have a mentor. Like, I see my dad as a mentor. He's been a phenomenal mentor, and I wouldn't be where I am today without him.
Well, thanks for saying that, Gabby. You know, I've really been excited to watch her career just kind of take off, and she's taken the right path. And that's a great question because, you know, I've been doing this for 25 years, and it was always considered somewhat of a second career, or, you know, someone said, let me try real estate, but it's not something you dabble in. You've really got to put forth the hard work and the effort and work hard. And if you do work hard, it will pay off. So personally, I am uber excited to see a younger generation come in. And we are seeing a lot more folks that are, you know, whether graduating from high school, graduating from college, and going into real estate than we used to see. And like Gabby said, you've got to come in with the right mindset. You got to work hard. You got to every single day, I would say, is a grind. But if you put in that work, it will pay off, and it can be both financially but emotionally rewarding because, as Gabby mentioned, you are helping someone, whether it's their first house or their 10th house. It's always going to be a big investment, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, yes, there are challenges, but as Gabby said, you surround yourself with good people, not just only good mentors, but also, you know, good lenders, good inspectors, good closing attorneys. And if you do that, your business will thrive. And there's opportunity, you know, this is the land of the free, and everything is possible here in America. So like if you like I said, I keep saying the same thing, but if you put the work in and you work hard, it can be both financially and you know, emotionally rewarding. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that's great advice because I think you do see, you know, Gabby touched on this. I think people get frustrated if you're not a success in anything right away, let alone real estate. I mean, I think in any industry. So I think that's sound advice. And, you know, my final question, obviously bringing this episode out to our members around Father's Day. You know, I think my entire life perspective has shifted since becoming a dad. You know, at one point, you know, your career is just about making money. Maybe that's what drives you, but then you sort of see that those sort of things aren't the most important things in life. You think about your friends, your family, trying to find that type of happiness. So can you describe the value of family and how maybe, you know, challenging times can shape the future for the better? And I think Gabby sort of just touched on that with like work, is if it's frustrating and tough times, you know, there are good times ahead. So I think we'll close with that. So just any final words about, you know, the value of family and what it means to be in this business together.
Oh, absolutely. And I'll say this, you know, my kids are my why. And you said it so well, Kevin. You know, I can't imagine life prior to having my kids in my life because, you know, once they came along, everything changed. And I went from being me focused to focused on both of them. So to watch Gabby flourish and grow up from this little kid to this young adult and just doing big things, it makes me proud every single day that I have her in my life. So, and it's just, you know, parenting is not easy. And so to watch someone go through all the life experiences that she has gone through and to come out as just this shining star it makes me proud every single day. So, and I just love watching. I know she's still got a lot more to accomplish and a lot more to grow, but she's going to do big things just because of who she is, and that makes me proud every single day. So,
And to
with that,
piggyback, oh, you have something else to say?
that's it. I've got so much to say, but I'll turn it over to you.
To piggyback off of that, I will say that my dad is one of the most positive people that I know. I've had some really challenging times with my, you know, 3.5 years of being in this industry. And there were times where I wanted to give up and I got frustrated, but that was the person who was in my corner and I would not be here without him. And so he's kind of pushed me to be a better person, to work harder, and to kind of create a better life for myself. And I wouldn't have been able to do it without his support.
Awesome. Well, I think highly of both of you. You both have been great to me since I've come on board at the association. So
You're the
Uh,
best, Kevin.
oh, thanks, Gabby. I
You
appreciate
really,
that.
you really are, Kevin. You've done a lot in your short tenure here, and I've been excited to see the things that you've done and make the changes here, and make things change for the positive. It's been really good.
Yeah,
We
no,
appreciate
thank
you.
you. I appreciate that. I plan on doing more of that. But I wanted to thank both of you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here. I know it's not easy to move schedules around, especially in the summer. So thank you very much. You're both great, and I think our members will really get a lot out of this episode. So thanks again. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate it. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank
Thank
Love
you,
you, Gabby.
Kevin. All right, y'all have fun at lunch.
you.